I'd like to thank everybody. I think we met, we met just at the beginning of the campaign, few days after I had taken the campaign over together with my colleagues, and we had spoken about the importance of going to vote. We had spoken about the Nationalist Party's aims. We had spoken about the importance of electing the third MEP seat, local councils, gaps, etc., etc. Thankfully, because of hard work that was done in here, but also because the people appreciated the campaign and also what's happening on the political sphere right now, we managed to surpass all those aims. And it is with huge gratitude. My huge gratitude goes first of all to the party administration, because to risk giving such a responsibility to someone who never ran a campaign in their life, I think was a risk. But anyway, it seems to have paid off. I'd like to thank all our volunteers, all our workers, especially the workers who work within the company, because they all rose up to the occasion, but also the people who followed us during the campaign and the people who actually went to cast their vote. And I'm informed as well that there were many foreigners who cast their vote both on the MEP elections and in the local council elections. And to them, my heartfelt gratitude. This is no time to be overwhelmed or overjoyed or anything. There's still a lot of work that the Nationalist Party has to do. However, it's a step in the right direction. And I think what we managed to do in this campaign and with the result that we managed to obtain in the elections was put a ray of hope in the people. Until last week, the week before, people used to listen, I'm voting for nothing. Labour always beating you by 35, 40,000. It's practically for nothing. Now people have hope that, listen, at least I think we've managed to normalize politics in Malta. Now there isn't that huge gap. The Nationalist Party and the Labour Party are more or less on the same lines. And there's hope that if we work harder, if we keep on convincing people, things can finally improve in this country. I think the European election, first of all, elections are very different. People who say that, listen, if a person is going, first of all, you know how it is, we vote two different ballots on the same day at the same time. There was a theory that, listen, a person, if he goes to vote PN for local councils, he will obviously vote MEPs if he's there at the same time. It's not true. People think and think differently, and there are two separate elections, and people make this distinction. And I think in the local councils, the gap, sorry, in the MEPs, the gap between the two parties was negligible, just around 8,000, right? And the gap was different in local councils because people vote for different reasons. So I might want to vote for the Nationalist Party in the MEP elections because I think that the Nationalist Party can run, or the MEPs have done better in Europe. But at the same time, I might have a friend of mine who's contesting on my local council in the Labour Party, but he's my friend, so I will probably vote for him. So you will find people who vote differently in different elections, even although it's the same moment, the same time, the same ballot box and everything. However, my point to the people was I think the people wanted or used even more the MEP elections to give, I would say, two signs. One, a sign to the Labour Party that, listen, things aren't well. Things aren't doing well. We want change. We want to see this country improve. All the things we've been saying for a number of years now, I understand that the people are really feeling the problems that this country is. However, they also gave a message to us. And the message to the Nationalist Party was, listen, we might be ready to trust you in a few years' time. However, you need to work even harder. And I think this is going to put, obviously, a lot of responsibility on us, on the Nationalist Party, on its administration, to finally convince people that, listen, we are now ready to govern. We've passed through our difficulties in the past years, as happens in every country to any party in the world, right? You can see what's happening right now in the UK elections, right? The part that was under a few years ago right up there is now passing through difficulty. It's a natural process. It always happens, and we've passed through it as well. Labour passed through it in the past, and we've passed through it as well. But now I think the people are telling us, listen, we will consider trusting you in a few years' time. However, you need to convince us that you're worth that trust, and that is what we need to do now. local councils, we've flipped over a good number of councils. If you see the map, which was practically all red until a few weeks ago, now there are many councils that are led by a nationalist party council. And I always say I'm biased, but it's true. There were certain not all, but there were certain localities run by Labour that were governed really, really badly. Right? Now that puts lots of challenges, because if we manage to win Mosta, right, the difficulties that were in Mosta last week are still there. So now it's the way we're going to manage that. Siġġieri, you name it, San Juan, Msida, Gozo, you name it, they're there. That puts a lot of responsibility on our councillors. In fact, when we were at the counting call and even after, my message to them, apart from congratulations for making it, was, listen, now you have a lot to do. And now all eyes are on us. We built, I think, intelligent campaigns at a local level, especially in certain localities, where obviously we highlighted the difficulties that they were passing through and how a nationalist party-led local council can make a difference, but now we have to make the difference, because in 5 years' time, elections will come again and the people will judge again. However, as you were saying, the local council, you feel it much more. You live there all the time, right? So as soon as you go out of the house, you can see the difficulties or you can see the improvements, right? I was mayor myself, and you see, you can go out on the road and see the difference, right? And so you tend to be judged even maybe harsher, in the sense that every little thing you call the mayor, you call the council, etc., etc. But I believe that wherever we took the local councils back, we have a very strong team. I believe they can work hard, and if they do work hard, then in 5 years' time we'll reap even better results. We have our website, which is updated now also with the candidate elector, etc., pn.org.mt, and they can contact us. Our socials are all there, Bernard Gregg, Nationalist Party. We run all the social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is. And that would be the easiest way. And then there's the good old telephone, or actually coming here. Yes, our doors are always wide open. One thing we've always suffered was the lack of volunteers. Not in the sense that we don't have, but we need much more. So if anyone is following this and would like to contribute and come and help us, even for a few hours a week or a few hours a month, whatever it is, send us a message on the socials. It's probably easier, and we'll get back to you.